What's going on, y'all? You are tuned in to the Hot List. I'm your host, Matt Johnson with Keller Realty, and in the Hot List, we hang out and answer questions about real estate, specifically through the question of the day that is submitted by a listener of the podcast. And the question of the day is a real estate topic or question that is asked by a listener, a current or past client, and sometimes even my own family members ask questions. What I do, I take the time, answer those questions, and I answer these either based off my experience, my knowledge with these, or if it's something I'm not familiar with, then there's a little homework involved for me by either researching it online or talking to a lender, contractor, laborer, somebody that is more knowledgeable than me in that particular area, and then sharing that with you. If you have a real estate question and you're not sure where to start, I would be happy to be the real estate resource that you reach out to and start with. Hopefully, I can get your question answered, and then you can springboard into something that is a deeper dive and go down a different rabbit hole than what we're going to talk about. So, if you have a question about real estate, you're not sure where to start, again, please feel free to start with me. I will not only answer that question for you, I will then use it for future episodes just like this one, because the chance that the same question that you have, somebody else has, is extremely high. And this is a way for me to give back and get in front of more people. So make sure you like, subscribe, download it to your podcast player of choice, and share it out with people so I can help more people and get in front of more people. So today's question of the day: how do I choose new shingles? And this is a question that I'm asked many times, especially by new homeowners. It goes through questions like, how do I choose? What do I choose? Is there a benefit of one versus another? Does one type add more value than another? And there's many different answers to this. Today we're going to just focus on the how, because modern shingles have been used for about 100 plus years on homes, and it's for that reason they've become like the default choice for roofing protection. Shingles also tend to be a little bit more budget friendly than options like a metal roof or tile roof. And they also are available in a wide range of colors as well as styles. Now, the main downside to shingles, they do suffer some wear and tear over time. That's nothing new. That's why they have a life expectancy of X number of years, and could also be damaged during inclement weather that we had here just like 3 months ago. And if you don't repair or replace right away, you may have more issues developed over time, more problems, leaks, whatever the case may be. And when the time comes to install a new shingle roof, you could be facing a big decision. Maybe you're not sure what type of shingles to get. You know, you're not alone. Um, we just we had our roof shingled less than a year ago, and while we had not been down this road before, as long as we have owned our home, it was still an experience. And uh, for that reason, we're going to talk about 3 tips to choose the perfect shingles. So that way, you as a homeowner hopefully don't have to struggle in the future when it comes time for you to get this done. And maybe, you know, these will help you or somebody you know. So first one is choosing the right look. I don't have to tell y'all that there are a ton of options when it comes to shingle colors, but this isn't the only way shingle manufacturers customize the look of the shingles. Different shingles may have different shapes, which create a unique look that may set that home apart from others. They may have a different granule shading that is or shows an emphasis on the cut or the overlaps of the shingles, almost to give it like that 3D kind of look and feel. And then of course there's other types that create an alternating design of light and dark, and this really makes a house just stand out and get your attention. But of course, depending on your budget, will will help you choose as well, especially if you all end up paying it out of pocket instead of getting the insurance company to help you out. So depending on your budget, there are going to be some other shingle options that may be appealing as well. There's some shingles that have a highly reflective pattern, and this gives them kind of a shine to them that could help reduce your heating and cooling costs as well, because they're kind of reflective. And there's also patterns that alternate larger and smaller tabs as they lay them down, and this creates a pattern effect that is absolutely going to catch people's attention driving by, any guests that you have come over and visit as well. Number two tip on the list is the type of shingle. So, on top of a wide range of look, there's different types of shingles that offer their own unique benefits. Some may offer an increased algae or mildew resistance, increased stain resistance, maybe even increased flexibility to make them more resistant to sounds like hailstorms or harsh storms. So here in Tornado Alley, this is a popular option for a lot of people because when that hail starts coming down, if you have that a more flexible shingle, you're not going to hear that impact, or it's not going to sound as harsh as it would otherwise. And of course, there's also shingles designed for high wind zones, like here in Tornado Alley. These decrease the likelihood of the shingles being damaged during storms. Now, I mean, there's other types available, and there's other types out there. And just depending on what your end goal is, if you want to achieve a certain unique as far as aesthetics go, whatever type of roof protection that you want to do. And of course, there's other types available. There's wood types available. And these are popular in some areas because they can really help complement a home's aesthetics. There's also solar shingles that are made of interlocking solar panels, believe it or not. So there's all types of shingles, and they're all just different and just unique enough. It really comes down to your creativity, your desired result, as well as your desired level of protection. And finally, third tip on the list is picking a roofer. While you can absolutely DIY shingles, I've done it before, did it growing up. If you choose something that is, not is other than standard, other than your 3-tab shingles, I would recommend calling in a professional, especially if you're getting into something that's going to be like a metal roof, tile, or wood. Those are all a little bit different, and if it's not something you're used to, you may go through more of them than it would take a professional to do. So, for this particular tip, we're going to assume your skill level is similar to my skill level, which is low. and or maybe you have a steep roof pitch, afraid of heights, whatever the case may be. So once you have, excuse me, once you have the color and type picked, it's time to contact a roofer. Look for roofers that have a good reputation, and I would also recommend that have been in business for a minimum of 5 years. I would recommend getting bids from at least three contractors, and this is kind of to help keep them honest and see what the difference is. Like I mentioned earlier, I got a new roof in July of 21. I got three bids, same shingles, three different prices. And I knew which roofer I was going to use from the beginning. What I wanted to see for my purpose as far as the real estate side was how much the prices were going to vary. Now, it's up to you. I didn't choose the cheapest bid. I went through that while I was playing Army. Everybody always thinks they look, oh, it's military grade. Oh, that's awesome. You have the best of the best. Military grade is not the best of the best. The people the government choose for those contracts are the cheapest bid. So just keep that in mind. So I didn't end up choosing the lowest bid. I ended up choosing the best relationship that I had with that particular roofer. Now, the cost of the shingles should be relatively the same. In my case, they were pretty close to being the same. The price is going to vary as far as labor and materials. Make sure that you get an itemized list of what the contractor is going to do and what dollar amount they're assigning to each one. So you want to get a breakdown for the shingles, labor of removing, and installation of new. Once you have that, ask if there is a warranty, not a warranty on the shingles, because those should already have a warranty. You want to ask about a warranty on the workmanship. If so, get it in writing, because I've seen this from 1 year to 7 years. Then there's going to be additional costs. Maybe there's going to be some additional costs associated along the way. For my house, it was absolutely expected, and I budgeted for that. Maybe there's going to be a difference of going from a ridge vent to a roof vent, or vice versa. Maybe there's some rotting in some places, so you have to replace some decking. Maybe in some cases, the fascia has to be replaced, or you can get fascia wrapped. Um, that that's something new, a little bit lower maintenance down the road, so something to consider. And then, of course, whether you're going to do gutters at the same time, gutter guards, all of these costs can add up over time. So it's something that you want to ask and find out ahead of time. And of course, when it comes to choosing a roofer, if you're not wanting to do it yourself, if you live in this area, I do offer access to my 5-star vendor list. This is a free list, free service that I share with people. This is a live list of contractors that give 5-star service, not just to me, but to friends and past clients as well. This is live list that I'm always updating, adding, or removing. Yes, I do remove people, because if I hear or get so many complaints that they no longer give the 5-star service that got them on the list, I will give them a call, let them know, and let them know that they're going to be pulled from the list. Um, you know, it's just as much my reputation as it is theirs. So I want to make sure that list is as accurate and up to date as possible. So that's it. Those are the 3 tips to choose the perfect shingles. Again, the first one, choosing the right look, whether it's different shapes, shading, or design. All those are going to give your house a unique creation and design to really, really stand out. And, depending on your budget, may help narrow that down as well. Number two was the types of shingles. While there's a different, huge list of different types of shingles, there's some that have resistance to algae and mildew, stain resistance, flexibility to reduce sounds, ones that are designed for high wind zones and areas like here in Tornado Alley. Um, then, of course, there's metal, there's tile, there's wood, there's so many, and each one can help create a unique aesthetic look and design for your house. And it's entirely up to you which route you want to go. And finally, number three, choosing and picking a roofer. So once you've got your color and style narrowed down, I would recommend looking for a contractor with a good reputation, been in business with it for at least 5 years, and get at least 3 bids. While the cost of the shingles typically will stay the same, what you want to look is the itemized list of the breakdown for shingles, labor of removing, installation, and see if there is a warranty. So that is it. That is going to wrap it up for today's hot list. Thank you guys so much for choosing. Please make sure that you keep those questions coming. I can't continue to do these episodes without your questions. I'm grateful to everybody that submits one, shares one, whether it's here through Facebook, YouTube, or the podcast player that you are tuning in. Just wherever it is, make sure you get it to me, and I would be happy to answer it and use it for future videos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, I'm your host, Matt Johnson with Keller Williams Realty. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have a phenomenal Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.